Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call this meeting to order. The time is 7:30. This is the regular council meeting for October 24th. Clerk, can you please do a roll call?
Councilwoman Aaron? Here. Mayor Pro Tem Bliss?
Here.
Councilman Fleming?
Here.
Councilor Rohrbach? Here. Councilman Soltis?
Here.
Councilor Wright?
Here.
Mayor Grasky?
I'm here, thank you. The invocation and pledge this evening will be led by Councilman Fleming. I ask that you stand if you're ready.
Heavenly Father, we come to you asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion and allow us to grow closer as a group and nurture the bonds of our community. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First up is approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions this evening? All right. Hearing none, we will move on to meeting open to the public. This is the opportunity for the public to speak. Ask that you leave up to 3 minutes to address me, give your name, address, and affiliation with the city. And with that, I am open to the public if you want to go to the public.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of council, I'd like to take a moment to say a few kind words about Jerry Zarugian, or Zugi, as he's known to many around the city. In 1954, his family moved onto Brush Street between 13 and LaSalle when he was just 4 years old. And the area was referred to then as Spoilo Township. Zugi grew up in the area, went to school in the district, and eventually began working for the Department of Public Services in February of 1968 at the age of 27 years old. Zugi was promoted to the parks supervisor position where he had direct oversight of the maintenance of operations and parks improvements for several years before retiring in 2001. Your Honor, Jerry Zarugian worked in and had an integral role in the city park system for just over 33 years, which is a very admirable feat in itself. But shortly after his retirement, Zugi's passion for the city's parks did not subside. So in September of 2002, Zugi joined the Parks and Rec Advisory Board. His enthusiasm for parks and recreation was infectious. Anyone that is near Zugi for a short period of time would quickly learn where his passions lie. In January of 2013, Zugi was named chairperson of the Parks and Rec Board, a position that he's held with honor and integrity, with pride and ownership, and a role that is taken very seriously for nearly 10 years that he's held the position with his handmade wooden gavel. Your Honor and members of council, I would like to thank Jerry Zarugian for his nearly 54 years of service to the city of Madison Heights. And it's been an absolute pleasure working alongside you and the Parks and Recreation Board, Zugi. I wish you all the best in your next chapter. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me or the DPS personally should Zarugian Groves need any attention in the future. Thank you, Zugi, for your service.
Okay, is there anyone else who wishes to speak?
I'm Deborah Shepard. I live on Spoon Avenue in Madison Heights, and I'm here representing the Friends of the Library, president of the Friends group. And I just wanted to call attention to the fact that you're going to be considering one of our agreement between the Friends and the library. And for you to know that the Friends exist solely to promote and build up the library in the community. Partly by just talking about how great we think the library is, and partly by raising funds to support library programs. We're really proud of being able to be a part of making Madison Heights and the Madison Heights Public Library a wonderful place to live and work.
thank you. Is there anyone else who wants to speak this evening? All right, seeing no one, I'm going to close public comment, and we're going to move on to the consent agenda. So this evening, there are 3 items on the consent agenda. First is the regular city council meeting minutes from October 10th. The second is the Friends of the Library Memorandum of Understanding. Then the third one is the vehicle number 484 Parks Division pickup truck scheduled replacement. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda, please?
Your Honor,
Yes.
so moved.
Can I get a support?
Your Honor, I'll support.
The motion has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor,
Yes.
just one, I guess, quick question from staff. I think the Friends of the Library Board has been around for a couple decades now at this point, right? I don't know what the exact date is, but I know it was up and running when we hit the recession.
It's been a while. I'm sure we have exactly on that, but it's been a while.
If we could get that in a follow-up note, it might be interesting if we're coming up on any anniversaries to do something special, because the Friends group has done a lot for us.
So moved. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries, thank you. Next up is the ordinances. First one is from the DPS Director, Ordinance 2189, the Stormwater Ordinance Update. This is the second reading.
The City of Madison Heights is required to implement a post-construction stormwater management program that meets the Municipal Separate Stormwater System, MS4 permit requirements, as permitted by the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, also known as EGLE. EGLE requires that the City of Madison Heights adopts an ordinance or other suitable regulatory mechanisms or develop design standards to control stormwater flowing construction activities and ensure long-term maintenance of stormwater controls. Therefore, staff and I recommend City Council approve Ordinance 2189 on this second reading.
All right, thank you. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor,
Yes.
move the council adopts on the second reading, just lost my place. Ordinance 2189 on second reading.
Thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I'll support.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Thank you. Motion carries. And then next up from the CED Director, the zoning text amendment, ZTA 22-02, Ordinance 2188, regarding the caregiver marijuana grow overlay district. This is also the second reading.
Ordinance 2188 is a zoning text amendment to limit primary caregiver marijuana grow operations to properties that are zoned M1 light industrial and M2 heavy industrial and are located at a parcel identified in the caregiver marijuana grow overlay district. The existing caregiver overlay district allows for the establishment of individual registered marijuana caregivers on parcels identified within the associated overlay district map. While the boundaries of the caregiver overlay district were intended to mirror that of the allowed parcels map, the overlay district map is technically a standalone map with separate zoning regulations. Therefore, to ensure that marijuana primary caregivers only operate on properties with industrial zoning designations, and to provide consistency between all 3 marijuana ordinances, the staff recommends that the attached minor zoning text amendment be adopted. The proposed text amendment states that registered primary caregivers shall be located in the M1 or M2 industrial district and shall be located at a parcel identified within the caregiver marijuana grow overlay district. At their September 20th meeting, the Planning Commission recommended approval of this text amendment. Therefore, staff recommends that City Council adopt Ordinance 2188 upon the second reading.
All right, thank you. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move that we adopt Ordinance 2188 on the second and final reading.
Thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor, support.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries. Thank you. And that's it for the regular meeting, so I now invite closing comments, starting with Councilwoman Aaron.
Thank you, Your Honor. Earlier this year, my son Jordan, he had the opportunity to attend the CATCA youth leadership training and was the student representative for Madison Heights Community Coalition. And while he was there, Jordan applied for the training of training programs. And last week, he received this email. Dear Jordan Aaron, thank you so much for applying for the CACA Youth Leadership TOT program. We are pleased to inform you that you have been selected to participate in the Youth Leadership Training of Trainer cohort for 2022-2023. Congratulations, and we are so excited to welcome you to our team. Your application showcased a strong dedication and commitment to our mission of strengthening the skills and capacity of young people to influence positive change in the communities where they live, learn, and grow. Our hope is to empower you further as a young leader to engage, develop, and inspire change in your community by providing you the tools and opportunities to increase your leadership capacities. Your work and commitment to substance prevention as a young person is admirable and will set a precedent for other youth in your community. Jordan will be going to the CACA headquarters in Alexandria, Virginia, November 18th through the 20th, where he will be representing the Madison Heights Community Coalition as the student representative. So, yeah, Jordan. Also, Lanphier High School will be bringing back the Fall Senior Citizen Luncheon and Fall Play featuring Puffs. And this event will be held on November 2nd and will begin at 11:30 with lunch and a play that will follow. It's going to be a nice play. If you know of any senior citizens in Madison Heights that are interested in going, please have them RSVP. They can call the school, and you can look up online for the school. But I also put this on my council page, so if you want more information, you can go on there to register. Then, let's see. Oh, Zugi, it was such a pleasure and joy to be with you for your last meeting. Unfortunately, we didn't have a quorum, so I did not get to see you hit your gavel one last time.
Right.
But, it was a great pleasure being there with you. And I don't know if you put your resignation in yet.
I appreciate it.
Okay, but we would need a resignation in, so we can clear it. And then, finally, on last week, a good friend of mine, while she was at work, had a gun pulled on her in the ER. And it was right here in one of our local hospitals. Then I get up and I read that on Saturday, 2 nurses were shot and killed at a hospital in Texas. Then I read on that same day, a nurse was stabbed to death by a psychiatric patient within the hospital. A lot of times we look at other people and we wonder why things happen. But just like all of our frontline workers, we're going into hospitals and homes and on the streets, and many times don't even know if we're gonna make it home that night. So I just ask that we pray for those who suit up every day and who live their life not knowing whether or not it might be their last night. Instead of complaining about it, wait that extra few minutes and just say thank you. Our frontline workers, our officers, firefighters, nurses, doctors, teachers, bankers, grocery store owners, they're all our frontline and we need them. And I just want to say thank you for all the hard work that they do, and I appreciate each and every last one of them. And don't forget, this weekend is Halloween, so as the kids go trick-or-treating, be kind to them, give them lots and lots and lots of candy, and let them have more than one handful. That's all I have.
Thank you. Abraham Bliss?
Yes, Your Honor. Congrats to Jordan, first and foremost. That's awesome. Zugi, man, when I first got elected to council, you had that handmade gavel and you've had it that entire time. So, we appreciate everything you've done for the city. I know you haven't put in your resignation yet. I'm sure you're getting some notes to say, hey, maybe you want to wait. You don't need to do that. But no, you've given so much to the city. Whatever that we can give back to you in the future, please don't hesitate to reach out. It has been an honor and a privilege to have served with you on the Parks and Rec Board and to just feel your passion for the city's parks. You will be missed greatly.
Appreciate it.
Also want to shout out the outstanding folks in the Arts Board who ran the pumpkin walk this weekend. I had a wedding, so I couldn't go. And I think our chair also had a conflict, and that tells you how amazing the Arts Board is. Council rep and chairperson aren't there at one of our biggest events, and it still goes off phenomenally. So thank you to everybody who put in their time and effort to make that happen. I know all the kids loved it, and it's becoming a nice annual tradition that we all look forward to. I also want to give a shout out on the election. If you haven't voted yet, make sure to do that. You can come in, you can actually grab your absentee ballot, and you can vote in the same type of transaction pretty quickly in our city hall that's still relatively open. I have to give that shout out because everybody knows I won the hotly contested race to be on the election commission. So I have to make sure that I give that shout out as well. Finally, my last thing, this meeting only had 10 minutes of city business. And so we talked recently about whether or not to do a charter amendment to give some flexibility. I also want to note that it's not just to give flexibility for when there's religious holidays and things. This 10 minutes of city business had 1, 2, 3, 4 staff members here in attendance, 5 city staff members in attendance, and our city attorney. It's very costly for us to run a meeting with only 10 minutes of city business. And so having some flexibility in the future when we would have an agenda like this that's super light, to just punt it to the next available meeting and maximize our efficiency would be really great. So I would also like to echo my support for a charter amendment, if not on many questions, at least on that question, because having flexibility in our meeting scheduling would not just benefit us from an inclusiveness standpoint, but it would also benefit us fiscally. So I hope that people would be supportive of both of those things, and maybe our residents would allow us to pass it. That's it, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Wright?
Thank you. I had the privilege of attending the Michigan Municipal League Fall Conference last week, and it was phenomenal. I know a lot of the folks on City Council have attended in the past, and being a newbie, it was fantastic to see municipal leaders from all across the state get together, learn from each other, learn that we are pretty much awesomer than the rest of them. And yes, I did say awesomer because that's what we are. But understanding the potential and the opportunity we have in front of us, if the 7 of us with our staff can work together on the same page, we can do some really, really dynamic things. And I'm excited to see us bring that to life. I know we talked about a splash pad. I mentioned to Melissa, and I know it already was on the ballot, maybe even a community center one day. Now, I don't say these things as, I say them as a wig, which is a wildly outrageous dream, if you guys have ever heard of a wig dream before. But I think that we can do it responsibly, I think we can do it collaboratively, and I think we can do it together. So I just wanted to encourage us to dream big as to the possibilities of what we can do as a team if we all row the boat together. So you guys know how I feel about us amending the charter. I absolutely think that's something we should do. So happy Halloween, thank you to the Arts Board, and remember to be kind.
Thank you. Anything from the attorney's office this evening?
Only that you should be updated that in the next couple of weeks, we may be submitting some minor tweaks to some of the criminal ordinances based upon state law changes. And that's just to make sure that we're compliant with what is consistent with the state law.
All right. Thank you. Mrs. Marsh?
Well, thank you to Ziggy for all the years that you've served on the Parks and Rec Board. You've been the center really of that board ever since I've been working here, so you definitely are going to be missed. And I wanted to remind everybody of the art exhibit. We are taking works of art, so if you know any artist or if you have any art that you do at your house, you don't have to be fantastic. I mean, maybe you're better than you think. Or if you know somebody that sells their art, it's a great opportunity to use it. We already have been kind of bombarded with people turning in art so far, so I've been pleasantly surprised because I was wondering if we were even going to get 8. So, yeah, we've got some great submittals already. So that is going to be open through December. You're just asked to send a JPEG or a PDF to Adam in our office, and there was recently an article in the newspaper, and it's also all over Facebook. So if anybody's interested, reach out to the city manager's office.
Thank you. Anything from the clerk?
I have lots of stuff. Today was the last day to register online or by mail for the November 8th election. So from this point on, you have to come into the clerk's office and register in person. To help facilitate that, we are going to be open late tomorrow till 7 o'clock. Please come into the city clerk's office if you want to get your absentee ballot, register to vote, get a sample ballot so you know how you're going to vote at the polling place, save yourself some time. All polling locations will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sample ballots are also, and information about the election and polling locations are available on the city's website on the clerk's page. And then I just wanted, just a reminder to everyone that election workers are your neighbors, your family, your community, so please remember to be kind to them. We could not administer an election without them. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Rohrbach?
Just quickly, I want to say thank you to the Friends for your continued support of our library. I want to say, Zugi, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure. I've been on the Parks and Rec Board since before I was on council, and I always appreciate your humor and leadership. So thank you so much, and best of luck. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you. Councilor Fleming?
Yeah, so last couple of weeks have been kind of busy for myself. We had the Crime Commission, and during that meeting, we were able to complete our the 2023 annual planning that's going to be going on next year. We have lots of goals that we've put down that we're going to be working on, including a town hall, hopefully in the first quarter, for all the residents to talk to the police department and talk over things that are going on in the neighborhood. Secondly, we have, I went to the SIMCOG, which is the Southeastern Michigan Council of Governments General Assembly, and I attended some seminars that went on, including electric vehicles and also how to revitalize commercial districts, such as our DDA is mostly commercial right now, but it's going to be going to like an innovative zoning. And so during the electric vehicle fleet conversations, I know that our city, we're looking to put in some type of electric charging. There are level 3 fast chargers, hopefully. And but I also look forward to purchasing electric vehicles in the future if we can do so. And also today starts the Hindu holiday of Diwali, which is the Festival of Lights for all of our Hindu residents. Happy Diwali. And finally, leaf pickup has begun. So it goes until the first major snowfall of the year. And that if you're here in Madison Heights for the first time, that the leaves, we put them on the curb for pickup. We have like a vacuum, a leaf vacuum that picks them up. That's all I have for today.
All right, thank you. Councilman Soltis?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
All right, well, that's quick. Okay, so it's back. All right, so I also wanted to say happy Diwali to everyone who is celebrating. We are doing Rake with the Mayor on November 5th, so not this Saturday, but the Saturday after. So if you're interested in coming on your own, with your family, with your scout troop, whomever, reach out to me or to the city manager's office. We're in the process of compiling who's going to help and where we're going to go. We're meeting at 9 o'clock on November 5th at the Active Adult Center on John R. And we'll give out addresses at that point. So anyone who's interested, please come out. We are doing the tree lighting on November 28th. So not next meeting, but the meeting after that. It will be right before that. Still doing the tree lighting over there, but I think we're still meeting over here.
In front of City Hall.
In front of City Hall, right. So we are still doing that. I do want to put a shout out to, thank you to our police officers and our firefighters, not just for everything they do on a regular basis, but especially to those who came out on the weekend for the pumpkin walk. It was great. They were, talking with the kids, talking with everyone. At some point, the K-9 was out as well. So just thank you to everything that you do. We really do appreciate it. And just want to you know, Councilwoman Aaron was talking about the violence to our medical staff. There's an increase in violence on everything now, against everyone now. And we really need to be very cognizant of what we say and what we do. And just wanted to take a personal moment here. There's been a lot of anti-Semitic things going on in the media lately that have me a little bit concerned. So just think about what you're saying and, you know, is it really something you should be saying? Is it something you should be joking about? It probably isn't. And I want to close this meeting by asking Zooey if he will close the meeting. All right, I met Zooey years ago when I was on the Parks and Rec. He did a great job chairing everything I've heard. He's been doing a great job. So we have not officially accepted his resignation. I think we're going to be doing that in our next meeting. But for now, I want to say on behalf of everyone that we really do appreciate everything you did, you know, back when you were working for us and then when you volunteered. And anything you need, just please reach out. All right?
Appreciate it. Thank
And
you.
with that, the time is 7:55. You want to do
Close the
it?
meeting.
Close the meeting.
Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job, Judy.
Yeah.